Hello students, welcome to another lesson presented by the Learning Depot. I know you've learned in class that a subject consists of a noun or a pronoun. The subject is the person or the thing that the sentence is about. In today's lesson you are going to learn about grammatical subjects. Let's begin.
The subject of a sentence is a person, place, or thing that is doing the action of the verb or being the state of the verb. When you think of the subject in the sentence, you usually think of a noun or pronoun. But other grammatical forms may take the role of a subject in a sentence. The noun phrase, the noun clause, the gerund phrase, the infinitive phrase, the prepositional phrase, the dummy subject, and an implied subject. Let's look at the subject as a noun phrase. A noun phrase is formed by a noun and all of its modifiers, adjectives or adverbs, and determiners, the words that are placed before the noun to indicate quantity or specify information about that noun. Like in these examples. A delicate porcelain vase was placed on the shelf. Our very funny teacher uses humor to keep us engaged in class. A noun clause can also serve as a subject. A noun clause is a clause, a group of words with a subject and a verb. Noun clauses are usually introduced by words, relative pronouns, that, which, who, whoever, whomever, whose, what, whatever, how, when, where, and why. What the mailman brought is on the table. How you wrote the letter was very sloppy. Let's look at the gerund phrase as a subject. A gerund phrase is a phrase consisting of a gerund and any modifiers or objects associated with it. Reading in bed is my nighttime routine. Camping in the woods terrifies me. Let's go on to the infinitive phrase as a subject. An infinitive phrase is the infinitive form of the verb, the base form, plus any complements and modifiers. In these examples, we'll look at the to infinitive. To swim with sharks is something I want to do. To know him is to love him. When the prepositional phrase acts as a subject, the verb is usually a linking verb. At night is when the moonflower blooms. Behind the sofa is the baby's toy. Let's go on to the dummy subject. The dummy subject has also been called the fake, the empty, or the artificial subject. It conveys no meaning on its own, but just fills or holds the position of the subject in the sentence. It has also been called the non-referential subject because it lacks an antecedent. There is nothing we can go back to refer to. The two most common dummy subjects are it and their. Now keep in mind that it is not always a dummy subject if it has an antecedent and was referring to something previously mentioned in the sentence. In that case, it is simply acting as a pronoun replacing the noun coming before it. There are lots of cars in the parking lot today. There was a full moon last night. It is 6 o'clock and we haven't started dinner. It has been a very hot summer. Let's look at the implied subject. An implied subject is not explicitly stated in a sentence, but it is understood from context. It is also called the zero, the null, or the understood subject. We see this type of implied subject in imperative sentences, elliptical constructions, and even non-finite or reduced clauses. In imperative sentences, the subject is understood to be you. Close the door. Go to the principal's office. When the subject is omitted in elliptical constructions, the subject is implied. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. In a non-finite clause or reduced clause, the modifying clause no longer has a subject, and the verb is no longer marked for tense or person agreement. Before going to bed, Dee brushes her teeth. After mowing the lawn, Dad goes for a swim.
Make sure to go back to the parts of the lesson that you didn't understand, and if you have a question or a comment, leave it below and I'll be sure to answer it. And before you go, please take a moment to subscribe and to hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye!